Hey everyone, Lisa here, and today I'll be showing you how I've transformed this bin into a steampunk inspired room decor piece. And again, this one is for my son's room. So here's what you're going to need. I didn't use everything in this pile here. These are just some of the items that I've gathered that I thought I might use. So first we have a selection of acrylic paints. I've got metallic gold, silver, copper, and a selection of brown and blacks. We've got some hot glue, PVA glue, some straws, just some pirate compasses, different papers and cardstock. I had a big bag of old sprinkler components, hoses and different tubes, things like that I thought I might use. Some metal brackets that I had for previous projects, test tubes, air filter things. These are all just things that we had lying around in our garage or things that I'd already had for prior projects that I've been doing. Some studs, some steampunk gears. These gears I bought from eBay for a couple of dollars. A spirit level and an egg timer, some different hoses, and of course the actual trash can or bin that we're starting with. It's just a little swing top bin. So let's get started. First, what I was doing here is just using a piece of cardstock and just putting some corner edges on each of the corners of the bin just to give it a bit of texture for when we paint it. And I just glued these onto each corner using some PVA glue. Next, I gave it a quick spray coat of matte black spray paint just so that the entire bin was covered in black. Now for the fun part, sticking all the bits on. There was no right or wrong way to do this, just use your imagination and stick pieces on where you think they'd look good. Here I'm starting with the front, so I stuck one of those pirate compasses on the front and I attached some of the water sprinkler stakes and tubes to this. As well, you can see here I've put some other little bits and pieces on. I've used the spirit level at the front. A black straw also was used. These were just little buttons. I've cut out some foam pieces and used these to create brackets. And you can just use anything around the home, anything that you think might look good on your bin. There's no right or wrong. So this is all the front section where I've just stuck all the bits and pieces on. This now is for the left side of the bin. I've just used 2 hose clamps here. A piece of foam stuck on with some glue, hot glue just messily added to it. I also added some more drinking straws here to look like pipes. This was the other side of the bin. This was something from our sprinkler system as well. This was one of the air filters stuck to the bottom of that gauge with a piece of the fish tank pipe. That there grey one is just a lid, and that's just one of the test tubes. And I've just sort of stuck it all on to make it look like it was some sort of gas gauge. And again, using the foam pieces to create little brackets. And I've just stuck another foam piece on the top there. And again, just using some hot glue to create little dots and texture. This is the back now. This is also a piece of sprinkler system piping. It's all plastic, so it's all very cheap. You can even get it from the hardware stores very cheap. These again are some hose attachments, and that's sprinkler hose. Again, using the foam pieces, just added some brackets and made it look like there's a little grill there. Those are also some sprinkler parts that I've just added to it to make it look like some sort of tap. These here are like little plasma tubes that I've made just using some food dye. I used the fish tank pipe, just added some water and food dye, and then plugged up each end with a bit of hot glue. These actually didn't end up sticking on here, so I actually used them in a different place. This one stuck fine. This is the lid now. All the little pieces I've stuck onto the lid. I've just cut those grill pieces out of foam. At this stage, it doesn't matter how messy it looks, it'll all look good once it's all painted. Again, using the lid of one of those compasses on the top, and that's some sort of filter from the hose pipe as well on the top of that compass. This was the egg timer that I just sort of pulled apart and just used the plastic bit in the center, and again added some pipe and some hosing to that. These are other foam pieces that I've added to the top of the bin. Now for the paint. So what I did is use the acrylic paint and gave the whole thing a coat of acrylic paint, just where I wanted it to be black. I left all the brass pieces and all the little plasma tubes and things like that. I didn't paint over them obviously, but that's all the other components, the foam pieces, the cardboards. I just gave it a couple of coats of black acrylic paint using a paintbrush. You probably need a couple of coats to cover the foam pieces and some of the plastic components, and those are the two plasma tubes. I ended up just sticking through those hose pieces because they didn't end up sticking to the bin the way I originally had planned. Okay, so once your bin is dry with the black acrylic paint, I now just went in with a selection of browns and all the metallics and just painted bits and pieces here and there, whatever I felt looked good. There's no right or wrong. I did paint the whole bin in different colors of browns just to give it some texture, and then just highlighted with the metallic gold and silver on mostly the pipes and the switches and things like that. So this is the bin here now, just finished with the painting. We still got to stick on some of the steampunk gears and some of the studs as well. But this is just what it looks like after it's been painted. And now the final reveal. Here it is with all the studs and the steampunk gears have finally been stuck on, and you can see all the browns and the paint giving it some texture underneath as well. And all this was just done using bits and pieces, for the most part bits and pieces lying around the house. Well, that's another video done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll be notified when my next video comes out. I have a whole bedroom series coming up, which is all our master bedroom furniture is getting a makeover, ready for our new house. So they should be coming out within the next couple of weeks. Check out my other videos. I also have another bin makeover that I have done for my daughter's room, and hers was in the form of a giant popcorn bin. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below, and you can check that one out. Again, thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.